These four wonderful men have shown women where in the last few weeks. Successful in their own right, meant to be, huge shoulders to be lean on, where their women will trust them, lean on them in the times of the good times and the bad times. But hey, life happened, and of course, they cannot be forgotten in a hurry. Join us as we discuss these four men. Quite recently, Honorable Opeyemi David Falegun, the handsome and tall, fair-skinned Royal Force soldier in the United Kingdom, came into our consciousness. In fact, he's actually considered for this group because in the last few hours, he came out to give us a boom, boom, boom about the former love of his life, Nkechi Blessing, the actress. Hello, everyone. You're welcome to our channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. If you are an existing viewer, thank you so much for stopping by. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Now, this is no shade. This is no cursing platform, all right? But like every other thing that has gone on the internet, it is archived for life. So when you go on Google and you put the names of these men there, of course, what I'm going to say is not going to be new because, they've put their names in the sounds of the online platforms. Now, Opeyemi David Falegun is an ex-lover of Nkechi Blessing. They started having their issues, and this started, or it was known to us, when Falegun in a live Instagram video, was raking and screaming in anger that nobody should associate himself with Nkechi and that he has no respect or he doesn't want to be associated with somebody who is noted for notoriety. That's the grammar. It's called Mr. Notoriety. Anyway, so when he brought that into the limelight, people were, of course, thrown aback to say, what could have happened to the lovey-dovey relationship between Falegun and Nkechi Blessing Sunday? Remember, there's been rumors at the point in time that they had broken up, but they came up and, in fact, they were cursing. Nkechi specifically was cursing in that video that he wasn't going to let him go, that they are together and nothing was going to bring them apart. In fact, in an interview with Today, Nkechi said that he was married. She was married to Falegun already. So we were like, oh, when did this happen? Oh, she must have kept it close to her chest. Oh, this and this and this. And so that's it. Nkechi lost it, came online, and of course, gave all-round dragging to Falegun. It was really, really messy. And Nkechi said so many things about him, how he doesn't have money, he doesn't do anything for the 3 weeks she spent in the UK with him. His apartment is not a big one. His chuperu is not her. How she uses to help herself and all of that. It was really, really messy. Trust me. And he also came out to also say, oh, he's not going to marry anybody who doesn't have a degree or master's or whatever, and which he later came out to say he's sorry for saying that. It was only a shade. And he did a video actually to also plead that he was sorry for disappointing the people who believe in him. Okay, so after all that, we thought that was the end until about 4 hours ago, it came out again. No, actually about a day or two ago, he came out on Daddy Freeze's show and was talking about himself, then dived into his relationship with his ex, Nkechi Blessing, pleading with her that he's sorry and all of that. And the next thing, Nkechi came out and said, you should please leave her alone, that because it's not trending anymore, that's why he's coming for her and she's no longer interested. He should stay on his lane. She's done with him. And that got Mr. Falegun upset. Mr. Falegun came out to now inform us of the genuine reason, as he said, for leaving Nkechi. He said that he left Nkechi because of her poor hygiene. He mentioned all the private things that could be tied to unhygienic conditions. The fact that she wears worn panties for 3 days, and that, after chuperu, the cleaning, it's so messy. And honestly, I am one of those. It got really, really surprised because we didn't see that coming at all. We didn't see that coming, and that is very, very low, considering the fact that this man is educated, is a master's degree holder, is doing his PhD, is a member of the Royal Force. It just shows us that, hey, no matter what you have on your CV, how you're able to control your anger and your thought is what matters. So for Honorable Falegun right now, he's been giving a lot of boost about how he's not able to control his temper. And even a few people who, well, have said that they are from the same place with him, have been warning him to, stop all this childish acts he's doing. And he's not a small boy, he's a father of 3. He has left his first wife, and should we say congratulations for his first wife for being relieved of a kind of man who can come out and talk about the private of the woman he is with, or the woman he was once with. So for Honorable Falegon, the ranking we gave to you is actually just down flat low. No man has the right to come out on the online space, considering the fact that you guys have gone through a route of rancor. Then, out of you not being able to control yourself, you're saying things that should not even be heard from people on the streets. That was really, really so tacky. So we are not going to forget Honorable Falegon in a hurry. And trust in Kichi Blessing, she's come out to give it to him that, hey, she doesn't wear the panties. So where is all that coming from? And you can't shame the shameless, and she have moved on. Honestly, it was quite disappointing to find Mr. Falegon doing this. Next in line is Mr. Kazeem Adeoti, popularly known as Adekas. Mr. Adekas came to our consciousness sometimes in December 2021 when Mercy Aigbe, the popular and beautiful actress, would not let us hear word. It was always Aya the owner, Aya the owner. So it got people stretching their necks to see who is the owner, and all of that. And before we knew it, just early in January, it was unveiled. And we saw that Mr. Kazeem Adeoti, who happens to be the friend of Mercy Aigbe's husband, was now the new husband. And as we later discovered from the first wife, Funsho of Asiwaju Couture, she said she heard about her husband's marriage to Mercy online just like every one of us did. What could be more surprising? What other surprise can your husband spring on you than to just do a wedding which you have no idea about after 20 years? Yes, you heard me, 20 years of being together. It's been really messy, and the woman has tried to curtail her anger, but recently she lost her cool when Mercy will continually post video of herself, doing videos, she's a brand ambassador and all of that, doing videos in the same house that this woman said, the first wife said she built with her money 100%. Mr. Adeoti came out for the first time to debunk what his first wife said, saying he built his house by himself, but that his wife bought furniture, and also the new wife, Mercy Aigbe, has also used her money to buy some furniture. And the online in-laws are saying, respect your first wife, let her be the owner exclusively of the house that she claims is hers, and of course, go and get Mercy another house. You are a multi-billionaire, and you are a Muslim, as you said in the post. So a Muslim should learn how to, treat all the other wives equally and respect the first wife. Will Mercy now be obedient and, respect herself in the house built by Funsho? We don't know. Time is going to tell. All right, let's move to the next person. And the next person is Yule Edochie. Yule Edochie, who has a voice like a lion that is roaring, is an handsome Nollywood actor, the son of our legendary actor Pete Edochie. Out of 7 boys, he is the last boy in the family. Yule Edochie has been happily married to his wife May Edochie for 16 years, and they have 4 children. I think 3 boys and 1 girl. The girl is now in the university. You'll always give us the idea that he has a happy home with his wife because they do videos where they dance together. They attend high-profile functions together. And of course, we thought everything was fine. Until, we got hinted by Gistlover that there was something cooking somewhere and he has a wife. He actually got married, traditional marriage, to another actress, and they have a child together. When this came about, Mr. Yule Edochie came out with his own full chest to announce his child and his second wife to the whole wild world. His first wife, May, came out and dropped a one-liner to say, "May God judge you both." And since then, Yule has been running up and down, making different posts, trying to get us to believe that he has 2 happy homes and he was okay with what he was doing. Though his brothers came out to say they, discourage him from doing that, but he's a grown-up man in his 40s and he has the right to make the choices he's making. Though the first wife has the full support of of the family of Yule Edochie. And just yesterday, he posted a video showing, him and his wife dancing, and people thought maybe the storm is over. And the wife came out to say it was an old video. So why was Uncle Yule lying? Why must he have to lie? Because he hasn't sorted his first wife, and she said she was not going to agree to polygamy. So are we going to forget that in a hurry? He has told us that he's going to come out. He's not going to be stop being silent, and he's going to come out to tell us the main reason why he had to go for the covetous actress Judy Austin, who has also been posting and described herself as Queen Bathsheba. Interesting times, you might say. So we are not going to forget Oga Yule Edochie in a hurry, because the first wife is still hurting from the betrayal by her husband. And the very last of this short list is Mr. Peter Nwachukwu. Mr. Peter Nwachukwu is the husband of the late beautiful songstress, musician, loved singer, blessed woman Osinachi Nwachukwu, who was subjected to unimaginable domestic violence for over a decade. We heard about her demise and how she was alleged to have passed on due to cancer, but immediately this was debunked, and we got to discover that it was due to domestic violence and the hitting on her chest. And this actually got people from all over the world talking about this woman. For several weeks, a lot of women, or even men, good-natured men also, were traumatized on how a woman that is so devoted, so committed, and a woman who is a prayer point for a lot of responsible men looking to God for responsible wives, could just be ended like that. Her family came out and mother talked about how she was never allowed to go for a mugwo of her 4 children, and how Osinachi had to reach out to her when she had a second baby that she was dying of starvation. And she had to call her back home, where she spent 1 year and a few months before her husband came begging, and she decided to go to her husband's house. So from that point, it was no going back. She was just going through this hardship, sufferings, and on very, very despicable things of how her children were, empowered by their father to hit their mother, and how the 2 cars that good people gave to her mother was not allowed for her to be used. In fact, the man would drive the cars and allow his wife to walk home or move around in public transportation. All the money for ministrations, whenever she's contacted, always goes to her husband. In fact, she's not allowed to take on any ministration event without her husband giving the approval. He gets the negotiation done, he gets the money, he decides how the money is going to be spent, and a lot of times when she has to minister outside Abuja where they stay, she has to come back home, no matter how late it is. Sometimes the peanut he hands over to her is not even enough to get her a decent hotel to stay overnight, and she has to stay in a hotel where dark things happen at night. So she's the lead chorister in Dunamis Church, and when this happened, people were already beaming their light on Dunamis Church to say, what is going on? How come the pastors are not aware, or are they hiding something? And they came out to debunk that they were not aware of what was going on. What actually got people upset was the fact that they did not, talk about demise on the first Sunday after demise. For somebody who was a key player in the choir of the church, they expected the pastor at least to mention something about her passing on that very first Sunday she passed on. Now may her soul rest in perfect peace, as the government has taken over the case, and Mr. Peter Nwachukwu will definitely face the law, because the Minister of Women Affairs actually took this upon herself, to step into the matter. She has actually stepped into the matter and to see that justice is duly served. May our beautiful soul rest in perfect peace. So in all of these cases we've discussed today, this is the only woman who has passed on to glory. I'd like to continue to shine through administration, which whenever you listen to, you feel the heavens open and the grace of God upon your life. May our beautiful rest in perfect peace, and may our children, because one of our children actually sings very well, take on the burden, and also our twin sister, who is as gifted as she is, carry on the ministration. So in all of this, Mr. Peter Nwachukwu is the one that nobody is. The wife is actually gone, so there's no place, there's no opportunity for him to restitute. So he is the number one man that we'll never forget in this list. He is the number one man who we cannot even fathom how a husband or a man should be in the life of his spouse. He is somebody that, as a prayer point, we have to pray not to have a kind of Mr. Peter Nwachukwu in our lives. He's the kind of man that anybody that has a kind of Mr. Peter Nwachukwu